What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Gray, your one and only Corrupted Angel, and today I wanted to talk about Games Workshop, baby, the Age of Sigmar app specifically, but mainly about bad business practice. I'm going to leave a couple of things to other videos, but here we go. For starters, Age of Sigmar is a game that was pretty new when I started it. Didn't have any rules books. The General's Handbook wasn't out yet. And then eventually the General's Handbook came out and we had points values and all this sort of stuff. It was a very new game, but now it is quite old, it's quite refined, and it's got quite a lot more going on with it. However, there are still major flaws that were there from the beginning that are still here now. So let's talk about Games Workshop's inability to do things right. Starting with specifically, well, we have had this weird purgatory state sort of happening for a while now where we have an app and we have print media books and we have a game design team that is trying to balance the game for competitive play occasionally, looking at win rates, being transparent as possible about some balance changes, actively trying to balance the game multiple times a year, not just with new books, but also with actual PDFs and update posts and stuff like that, which is fantastic. But then we also have that same design team using print media that takes months and months and months to prepare for, write, design, print, distribute, and then sell on shelves for $70 odd. And it's always been this way. We've always had this issue, and it's incredibly frustrating. Ever since General's Handbook 1 came out, there has been this issue. The app came out, though, and we had access to free War Scrolls, but you had to subscribe a monthly subscription of like $1.75 in order to get list building. Fair enough. You could always use the War Scroll Builder on the website, though, to counteract that. But if you wanted to do it in the app, it was a little subscription service. That's fair enough, and that's fine and dandy. Then came the next app, and the next app was a bit better. It had the full War Scroll, it showed you the full War Scroll, it was really nice like that. You didn't have any separate menus, you could see all the information all in one hit. You could build lists in it for free, you could see the points for free. The only thing that you couldn't do was you couldn't do anything in terms of seeing artifacts, seeing command traits, seeing spells, battle traits, battle tactics, all that sort of stuff was hidden behind a paywall that you would get from, you guessed it, buying the book. And this is the only downside. But the app was entirely free at the very least. And all of the basic rules to play the game were free, meaning that you would just have to source a couple of standardized rules here or there, which you could easily find via review websites or YouTube channels, as well as plenty of other third-party apps like Battlescribe and stuff like that that would be able to give you that sort of information. Then you have the latest app, and the latest app is what I like to call peak capitalism. It's awful. It's really, really bad. There's a couple of things that I hate about it. One of them you can actually see on the screen right goddamn now, and that is the actual way the War Scroll is laid out itself. You have one of the worst layouts of a War Scroll I have ever seen. I need to click on each individual section of a War Scroll in order to actually see what it is that the War Scroll does. Like, if I want to read a Clan Rat's War Scroll, I have to search up a Clan Rat, for starters, or go through, click on the Skaven Battle Tome, then click on the Skaven Battle Tome again, and then click on War Scroll, and then click on Skaven Clan Rat unit, wherever that is, and then I would be able to see the unit details. And it would be the actual profile as seen up the top there on this image, and then you'd be able to tap on the melee weapon if you wanted to see what the melee weapon did. If it had a ranged weapon, it would have a separate tab for that. Then abilities would be in a separate tab. But the abilities are, as you can see on the right-hand side right here, also in a drop-down menu. So your abilities tab leads to more tabs, which then leads to the rule, and then you go to unit details, and the unit details tab is literally 2 lines of text that are less than like 10 words in total, and then the keywords section is like, it's mind-numbing how poorly laid out it is, because it is just drop-down menu hell, and I despise that. But where it gets really obnoxious is that they've brought back the premium cost for list building. This means that the app is free to use outside of the list building, which relies on you buying a Warhammer Plus subscription. And Warhammer Plus subscriptions aren't $1.70 a month, they are significantly more than that. And this is a already frustrating thing, because a lot of the content on Warhammer Plus, for someone that just wants to play Age of Sigmar, is super irrelevant, like super useless, doesn't need to exist. So everyone is getting charged a premium. If they just want to play Age of Sigmar, they're getting charged a premium for content that they do not want. It's like back in the day when you had to buy Foxtel and you would have to buy channel bundles just to get one channel. It was ridiculous, it was predatory, and this is absolutely no different. So not only do you have to spend money to make the lists and all that sort of stuff, you basically can't use the app for free anymore, because all you have is the War Scrolls. Now you might say to yourself, well, Gray, it's okay, because you at least get to see the War Scrolls, and you just mentioned how the original app, you could only see the War Scrolls on, and you had other alternatives to do list building. Well, the thing is, they deleted War Scroll Builder. A while ago, actually. They deleted War Scroll Builder, so that's gone. So you don't have a free software that you can build a list with now. So your only way to build a list is, well, you better get a pen and paper out and write it out, or you better use the one free slot that you have in the actual app to do it, or subscribe to their subscription service. The other issue I have is that's not where they ended this monetization. Nope, that's right, it's like a fucking Fortnite Battle Pass, okay? You have to sit there and pay even more money. It is absurd, because if you go right now onto the app and you look at Clan Rats, if you don't own the Clan Rat book, the physical like $70 book, and you didn't redeem the goofy ass code in the front, you can't even read the War Scroll. It's not that you can't read the battle tactics and the battle traits and the spell lore and the artifacts. No. You can't read anything. There is no War Scrolls, there is no battle traits, there is no battle tactics, there is nothing from that book available anymore. So the only thing that you can do is make lists now with that subscription service. The subscription service does not pay for that knowledge. So once a book comes out, you can no longer see the rules for that army unless you buy the book on top of the subscription service. And if you buy the book and only the book, you can still only make one list. So you have been essentially double fisting those capitalistic gains with this new app that you've basically downloaded. You have to pay for 2 things in order to get access to what would have originally been $1.70 a month. Or free at one point. So it's really, really annoying. It means that now you can't check people if they're cheating because, well, you don't have access to any of their War Scrolls or any of their rules. You have to just trust them on blind faith, which was an issue as is. Otherwise, you're going to bring a whole ass filing cabinet full of books in order to figure out what the hell an army does, as well as print off all the goddamn errata, which is a whole nother issue as it currently stands. It's just awful. it's done in such a poor and miserable way. It's tedious to use, so it's not like you're paying money for a better product. The previous rendition of it was objectively better. The very first rendition of it, hell, was better. So you're not paying for a better product. You're not paying for a better experience in any way, shape, or form. You're actually getting a worse product. You're charged even more than you could ever imagine for that worst product, and then you still have to buy a goddamn book that is going to sit at home and do nothing but be outdated within 2 weeks. Meaning that, in reality, you've got to get the app because you can't just buy the book either. Because there is almost never a situation where the book is released and then the book is 100% correct from moment go. There is always problems that are really important that need to be shed light on via an errata or an update from the game's company, which you cannot obtain unless you print it out. It is awful. I want to know what you guys think, because this isn't the only thing that I have issues with. I have issues with the fact that you have print media in the first place and what the effects of that are on game balance, which I'll make a whole nother video on, as well as the aspect of why on God's green earth the rules are not available for free for everyone, so that way you can double check for cheating, that sort of thing as well. That'll be a whole nother video as well. But I want to know what your thoughts are on the app. Please do let me know, because I find it an absolute miserable experience to use. I've also heard that the 40k variation of this is equally bad, if not worse. So I'd like to really know about it. Nevertheless, if you liked the video, please do leave a like. If you dislike the video, do that too. I don't mind. Subscribe, as I have plenty more content coming out every single day. And more importantly, if you haven't checked me out over on Twitch, please go do so. We have a fantastic group of individuals over this way, hanging out, playing some War Thunder, playing some other various video games as well. So definitely check it out. Nevertheless, much love, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for coming.